It's been about 45 days since Google rolled out a change to the way the Performance Max serves in conjunction with standard shopping campaigns. We've been testing this tweak to the algorithm out over the course of the last 45 days across our accounts. And in this video, I want to give you the conclusion as to whether this was a positive or a negative change and how this might impact your current SOPs and how you're approaching your Google structure. So firstly, what was the change? If we scroll down here on this article by Google, now, if you're running Performance Max and standard shopping campaigns together, Performance Max will no longer be automatically prioritized when the campaigns are in the same account targeting the same products. Instead, ad rank will determine which campaigns serve an ad. Now, this is really exciting because what this previously meant with accounts is that if you tried to run standard shopping next to a Performance Max campaign, it would almost never perform well if it was serving the same products, because Performance Max would just get high priority placements on all high intent users. This is similar to multiple different features across multiple different ad platforms. Another example of this is cost caps on Facebook. And so if you're running a cost cap campaign, but you're also running a maximize for conversion based campaign, the maximize for conversions will always get high priority on placements on high intent audiences in the best placements possible because it's willing to bid more. Whereas the cost cap campaign is going to constrain itself to the cost cap or the target return on ad spend. This is a very similar concept here with Performance Max. Performance Max was just always getting priority and always scooping up any high intent traffic. Now, why would you run a standard shopping campaign then? And why would we have previously run a standard shopping campaign before this structure was rolled out? Well, it was primarily theory-based, and we had some data to back it up, but we didn't have enough data to make a video and make it public. But the data is, and the logic and the reasoning is that if you run a standard shopping campaign, or you run a search campaign in conjunction with Performance Max, those supplementary campaigns are going to go out and find new key terms, test on new audiences, test on new products that aren't getting prioritized within that primary Performance Max. But then the moment standard shopping finds something that works, finds a new audience, finds a new key term, finds a new product that's not getting prioritized, Performance Max will take that data and now prioritize it in its own campaign. And so these supplementary campaigns are almost acting as data engines where they're going and testing new things so that you can better scale Performance Max and continue to fuel it with data. The issue is obviously you're running that standard shopping campaign at a direct attributed ROAS that isn't profitable. And so you're really relying on that theory being true, or else it's just theory and it doesn't have application. Now, obviously you can test that by launching supplementary campaigns, leaving the Performance Max, see if there's an incremental lift in that Performance Max campaign over a certain period of time, given variables are controlled. And then you could assume, okay, that actually probably worked. It was an overall net positive that we've introduced this low budget into a supplementary campaign because it's helping the primary campaign. So that was the previous approach. I didn't love it because, once again, it's very theory-based. It's very based on you having to actually do data analysis in the primary Performance Max, which is going to change. It's very hard to control the variables to actually gain statistical relevance on whether it worked or not. So you're kind of looking into the tea leaves and going, I think it worked and the theory holds up, so we're just going to keep doing it. Now standard shopping can actually beat Performance Max on placements of high intent audiences, which is fantastic. I wasn't that optimistic out of the gates. I thought this would be quite a small change and we wouldn't actually really be able to see the difference. The other thing is that when this originally came out, they said that they're not rolling it out immediately and it will be a slow rollout across accounts. So you had no idea whether it was even hitting your account or not. Regardless, we started launching standard shopping campaigns on a lot of accounts that we normally weren't running them to see what the material impact was and how the algorithm tweak would actually impact things. And the short answer and the short conclusion is it was a great change. Standard shopping campaigns now can spend. They now actually get attributed return on ad spends that are profitable. And they're actually getting prioritized on placement over Performance Max. And so those particular products or those particular keywords that we weren't maximizing impression share on, that we believe are absolutely critical to the business, we can start to push that impression share up, push that prioritization up through those supplementary standard shopping campaigns with particular products, with particular categories, or maybe with all products in itself. This is something that obviously lacks quite heavily with Performance Max. It's one of the reasons why, in my opinion, it's one of the worst ad products that we have to use. In terms of actual results, it's okay. It's not the worst ad product. But in terms of the ability to actually discern the incremental results of the campaign and be able to decide on next steps to improve ad performance and continue to scale up a business, it is horrific. It is one of the worst because you get such little clarity into what is actually occurring within the campaign, and you have such little control over pushing it in a particular direction in line with the business goals. Standard shopping has become a bit of a lifesaver here because we have a lot of accounts that just run standard shopping. We don't even run Performance Max. But there's a disadvantage there too, which is that Performance Max does do something incredibly well. And it's that it does an incredible job at omni-channel retargeting. It will take someone that has visited the website and make sure that DSAs are placing on any kind of keyword that they're searching for on search. It's going to retarget them across display. They're going to get YouTube retargeting ads. They're going to get placed on standard shopping anytime they're searching for any kind of buying related key term. You are going to be everywhere once someone hits the website. Now, you're not necessarily going to be doing an incredible job cold prospecting, but that retargeting component is going to be quite strong. And so in an ideal world, and this is where we're starting to move towards, is that we're running Performance Max, but we're significantly throttling the budget down, allowing it to just be a heavy retargeting campaign. We're not putting much value into the incremental return on ad spend of that campaign type. If the ROAS is good, we're not scaling it because we know it's heavily skewed based on its ability to retarget well. And instead, we're using standard shopping campaigns in conjunction to make sure that we're still maximizing the best possible sales channel on Google for e-commerce brands, which is Google Shopping. And we're able to do that with more granular insights into actual data. What keywords are working? What keywords are we placing on? What is impression share? We can split this out to prioritize particular products. We have more granular control over placements and targeting options. And so it's almost like Google went completely in this direction, realized that it completely destroyed the ad product of the platform. And now they've kind of swung back right back into the middle to where it's not like things used to be, where Google was an incredible ad product where you had the ability to really have a delta over competitors if you knew how to use the platform correctly. And it was very clear what the incremental returns were. Now, all of that is obfuscated. It's very unclear what the incremental returns are. It's very unclear how you get a large delta over a competitor on the platform. However, that's now become a little bit more clear. And so the sun's kind of rising. Things are looking a little bit better. And I hope that Google keeps going in this direction. And if you're just running Performance Max at the moment in your campaigns, the action item, the next step off the back of watching this video is introduce standard shopping. Introduce just maybe one or two products or a specific category. Maybe put a catch-all at a very low budget and let it run. You'll start to see that you have way better data collection. You have way better ability to iterate and actually action off improvements and guide the campaign towards your business goals. But you'll also probably see an attributed ROAS that's profitable now, when previously when you did this 6 months ago, standard shopping just never worked for you.